So, Cam, we are sitting here. I counted it up here in the last couple of weeks. We are just about 12 weeks away from August camp starting. And, man, if you could step on the field for the entirety of August, they gave you a pass and said, come on, be our free media guy. The media guys get to show up for like 10 or 15 minutes, see the guys stretch, throw a few footballs in the air, and then get out of here. We're going to get to the serious stuff. But if you could be in the trenches with these guys and see whatever you want to see, if you had one position group that you could track for the entirety of the spring and hang with every rep to really lock in on where they stand and what guys are stepping up and really getting after it, what position group would you want to track for every day of August camp?
You mentioned it in the the lead up, so I'm just going to follow that and just say in the trenches. You can flip a coin and say whether that's going to be offensive line or defensive line, because you're going to get crossover when they're doing inside run, when they're doing endos, when they're doing. So you're going to see maybe not every single rep of the opposite side, but for me, welcome Chris D'Amico. Hey man, glad to have you. But yeah, for me, it has to be one of the trench groups, offensive or defensive line. And again, you're going to see enough of when they're live working against each other to get an idea of the other side. So it's almost, that's where I would be. I would lean towards defensive line because like the head coach and his best friend are two people over on the offensive line side. So if there's one that I'm going to obligate, you know what I mean? Like, hey, I'm going to trust you at your work and I'll see it along the way, but I don't need to oversee that, especially with guys of talent, transfers of talent, guys who are coming back. You know, I saw Pro Football Focus put out the stat that Zion Nelson had the second best graded season of any offensive lineman for Miami in the PFF era, which is from 2008 on. But it was Eric Flowers number one, and he went in the first round. And then Zion Nelson with the second highest graded season in using their metrics coming in. So even if you disagree with the mocks that have him as a first round draft pick, he's performing at a level. And yeah, I mean, I know everybody remembers his first game against UF when Miami gave up 10, 11, 12, 15 sacks, whatever it was. And they were running around him like a turnstile and then running through him because he was still only 265 pounds at the time. I get how that can stick in your mind about that player. But if everybody else around is saying, hey, this guy is really good and you need to really lean on that, at some point you have to believe that. So I'm not going to say he's a first-round draft pick, but that's a guy of clear talent and ability there. You bring in Isaac Sapalogu. He's moving people all over the place. Jalen Rivers coming back. There's other guys along that line on offense where I'm going to trust Mirabal and Cristobal to get that job done. And while I trust Joe Salavea and Roderick Wright on the defensive line side, there is further to go in terms of growth to be ready, especially at a two deep. I mean, the top line guys, I believe. Plus, I want to see like an Akeem Mesidor. You know, I think that's the best transfer we've gotten this year. I want to follow him around. You know what I mean? It's want to see every single rep, things like that in the question. So yeah, if it's for me, well, I guess I just talked myself into it. It's going to be defensive line.
Very cool, because those kind of things, they don't exist. We're not talking reality, but would be fascinated with that if I could show up at any major college football practice day after day after day after day and really see what happens behind the veil.